I'm Mariela McIlwraith, Director of Industry Advancement with the Events Industry Council, and I'm joined here today by Chef Murray Hall, who's going to tell us a little bit about the food that he's prepared for the Meeting Room of the Future showcase here at the World Education Conference.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Mariela. So the food we're looking at today is we're looking at food that's going to be inclusive for everybody. So how do we get away from that separate gluten-free meal, that separate dairy-free meal? How do we address the concerns of vegans and vegetarians that are in the market now that is becoming ever so great? So we looked at, instead of making those separate items, how can we look at making items that are going to be inclusive for everybody? So we've got 6 items here on the table that we're just going to talk to today. So we'll start off with some of the breakfast items. One of the breakfast items we have here is a lemon chia breakfast loaf. So your classic breakfast bread, this one has dehydrated strawberries in it. We have chia seeds in it as well that's been sprouted, which gives us the ability to reduce the fat by almost 25% in the recipe as well. There's no sugar in the recipe, but we did do something a little sinful and put a little bit of basil and lemon icing on top of that just to give it a little bit of a punch. Also in front we have a puffed quinoa power bar. Puffed quinoa, again, a fantastic item, very versatile. What we did is we put that in there with a vegan chocolate chip as well too, which just came on the market. Fantastic alternative for vegans, but it also gives a great flavor to the power bar, which is full of nuts, seeds, some fresh dates, and is really a nice little sweet hit in the morning. Again, no added sugar at all. The last one we have over here for our breakfast components we're looking at is our Spirulina Energy Bytes. So the Spirulina Energy Bytes has goji berries in it, spirulina, which is a blue-green algae that has a great protein component, and we have some dates, we have some coconut, and also on the outside of it we've also put popped amaranth seeds, which is one of the seeds that is a complete protein. So by popping it, it also does 2 things. We're adding another protein component to that ball, and also what we're doing is actually giving it a bit of finger feel, because a lot of energy bites sometimes have a sticky feel to it. By having the popped amaranth seeds on it, it takes that away and also gives it a nice dynamic to the flavor and also a little bit of a crunch as well too.
So if I can also add on this one here,
Absolutely.
A couple of things that I really like about this from a sustainability perspective. The spirulina is a great addition because it acts as a carbon, basically it absorbs carbon. Mm-hmm. So there's biofixation of carbon that's happening with spirulina, which helps it actually to reduce your carbon footprint, which is fantastic. It's kind of like a little offset for your later on in your day.
Absolutely.
And in addition, the amaranth seeds. Great to be looking at other types of grains that we can incorporate. We rely far too much on a few ingredients.
Yes.
60% of our plant-based calories come from just 4 crops, and there are 30,000 edible plants that are available to us. From an environmental perspective, we really need to be focusing more on biodiversity and encouraging people to introduce more ingredients. So these are fantastic. Actually, all of it is.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. The biggest concern I've had when looking at vegans and vegetarians is how can I get my protein?
Yep.
How can I put protein into that item? So there are protein components. Yes, the spirulina is great. The amaranth seeds are great. We also have a few other items here as well on our afternoon break. We have our chocolate brownies. So everybody loves a chocolate brownie. So how about I take this chocolate brownie, we use azuki beans in it. We've cooked it, we've mashed them up into a paste, and what it does is add some density, some flavor, and some texture to the brownie, but also gives me a wonderful protein component as well too. So this item again is gluten-free, and then to again build on that component, we've also added whole hemp seeds as well too, which is out of Manitoba. It's toasted on the brownie and baked on the brownie, so it gives it a really nutty taste.
It does.
But there's absolutely no nuts in the brownie whatsoever. So all the items that we're looking at here are really gluten-free, vegetarian, and vegan. The next one we have is our biscotti. We have a crystallized ginger and orange biscotti. Love a biscotti. Afternoon, everybody likes a little coffee, want a biscotti. The nice thing we looked at this is how do we incorporate less sugar? How do we build flavor? So by adding crystallized ginger to it, it really gives it that spicy punch. So, and the orange balances that a little bit, so you have that, and it's just got that really great mouthfeel to it. So a great item there. And the last item we have is our kale chips today. And our kale chips are dehydrated, 120 degrees and dehydrated for about 4 hours. We take a mixture of roasted red peppers, we take garlic, lemon juice, and the main ingredient is nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast adds that cheesiness, that umami, that flavor, that mouthfeel is really going to carry it all the way through. And this is a great alternative to not having a salty, deep-fried snack. We've actually added no salt to this component at all. So it's a fantastic little takeaway for someone who just wants that savory, salty snack in the afternoon. A little bite of kale chips, which should take you all the way through.
That's fantastic. And you know, one of the things that we really like to encourage is people to think about universal design. So picking menus that allow for more people to be able to try everything and not have to customize it as much. So this has been fantastic. I really love all the thought that you've put into these recipes and into these creations, and they're fantastic as well. I'm sorry for the viewers that can't actually be here to try these in person, because they really are great.
That's it. Next time we have to come to the IAC booth and we can try all these items.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Chef Murray, for guiding us through these ingredients and these delicious offerings.
Thank you.